During a concert, this crowd lifts a disabled man in a wheelchair up so he can see the show. I did a big boy purchase today and bought my first car. It's not my trash, but it's my planet. This guy took his mum out for lunch with his first salary. For your information, McDonald's is a luxury in some countries. The first person ever to run the entire length of Africa. Mission complete. Brian makes 50 tubs of curry for homeless people every night while living on a pension and paying for this himself. Been pretending to be gay for 4 years now. And finally, I'm in a girl's sleepover. Good fences make good neighbors. Stranger undresses and jumps into cold river to save drowning 13-year-old dog. Teen can't stay on transplant list without a stable home, so his teacher is adopting him. Image, it's never too late to find what you want. She said yes. Man tells Bear he wasn't invited and has to leave. What could you talk about for 30 minutes straight without any preparation? My wife, she is my favorite subject. Enjoying a burger with the love of your life on the stairs after winning the Oscar for Best Actor. This is now my default attire. What kind of mic is that? Hey, I don't know, it was a gift from my dad and I can't find the brand label on the mic. Can you maybe come over and check for yourself? Brazilian mother named FIFA Fan of the Year for narrating matches to her blind son. Man worked at Microsoft for 22 years. He quit and decided to pursue becoming a goose farmer. Based. Japanese politician says sorry for doing pull-ups on a train after downing 3 to 4 beers. Man who kept his boat beside his house was ordered from the city to put up a fence to hide the boat from view. So he built the fence and hired someone to paint it. Father who shot down drone hovering over his house as his daughter sunbathed is arrested and charged, sparking new privacy debate. A man who was brought up in foster care adopted 8 boys at risk of aging out of the system. My friend died a few years ago. I got a surprise call from his number today. It turned out to be his little son. He asks me for a bike. I asked him if he knew me. He replied, no, but I found a photo of my father with some man on the back of the photo. I saw this number and the text. If you need anything and I won't be around, ask him. He's me, just in another place. Wait, boys have fake scenarios of them saving people? I bet he's thinking about Bob's or something gross. Man, I'd die fighting to save my brothers if necessary. Myself and 2 co-workers realized we were wearing the same coat. The only option was to zip them into one 3-person coat. 2 guys and a bulldozer on site to dislodge a ship stuck in the Suez Canal. If you're in an online relationship, you're single to me. What's your babe gonna do? DM me in all caps? Why do you hate love though? Why do you hate the English language? Why do you hate Ligma? What is Ligma? Ligma. This real-life Santa has been making wooden toys for children in need every Christmas for 50 years. When mum wanted to build Walker for her son, Home Depot workers sent them for an ice cream and got to work. When your dad joins your imaginary world. Craziest goalkeeper ever? Oliver Kahn saved every penalty against 9-year-olds in charity shootout. You should let them score, it's for charity. Weak kids, nothing gets past me. Boyfriend organizes an amazing bat-themed 30-second birthday for his girlfriend who always wanted one, but was told it's for boys only. Sitting in my car in front of the post office, waiting 10 minutes because they're closed for lunch. This woman tried to go in and I let her know they were closed for another 10 minutes. She started chatting and I jokingly said, hop in, let's go for a spin to kill the 10-minute wait. She did. Friends, meet Beverly. Thrown out of cop school for writing, "Who's that Pokemon?" next to all the chalk outlines. Love is Blind contestant goes viral for wanting to name his kids after Elden Ring bosses. Friend request had been idling in his inbox for like 6 years, but alas, I am finally able to conduct the sickest burn in American history. They will turn today into a holiday. Brian Worst accepted your from request. Brian Best said to Brian Worst, suck it. TikToker goes viral with emotional reaction to passing bar exams after grandparents remortgaged their home to cover her school fees. Are you training this hard to impress me? No, look how strong daddy is. AI has generated a world where Donald Trump and Joe Biden are best friends. Sadio Mane is transforming his childhood village in Senegal into a city. Elon Musk wants to send a team to Mars to rescue Opportunity rover. I make sandwiches for my students who can't afford breakfast during finals. 25-year-old Kenyan Roy Al-Ella invented smart gloves that can convert sign language movements into audio speech for his 6-year-old niece who was born deaf. College student donates GameStop gains to buy video games for sick kids. What should go in place of the Skyrim poster? Obviously a larger Skyrim poster. Replace the Skyrim poster with a bigger Skyrim poster. Still no idea how Twitter works. Here's a wall I built. Perfect wall. Last year I was homeless, sleeping in a shelter, eating 3 times a week. Now I own a home with updated appliances. 3.5 years ago, I was paralyzed from head to toe on life support. I was told I would not walk again without aid. Today, I ran for the first time since then. It's not pretty, but it's a start. 13-year-old me on World of Warcraft, helping a 27-year-old woman through a divorce. Dude, how do you manage to be cool all the time? Because I don't get into arguments with stupid people. I just cut it short and say, you are right. But that's completely irrational and wrong. You are right. Had to flex on these guys in the office with my new kicks. 15k out of our checking account? Is it what I think it is? No, it's a truck. This weekend, cows from across the world will travel to the city of Kyle, Texas. They need 2,326 cows to break the world record. Why were there so many cows before? What? Japanese Olympic champion Ryu Kobayashi has broken the world record for the longest ski jump after reaching a distance of 291 meters. After seeing the governor offer a $500 bounty for his arrest. Pirate Gene retaliated by offering a $5,000 reward for the capture of the governor. Adam Driver got told by Chris Wallace he doesn't look like the typical movie star and responded, I look how I look. I can't change that. Oh, you washed off your makeup. Yes. Oh, you shaved. Yes, you are beautiful. Please remember that when Doomguy was ordered to punch on unarmed civilians, he punched his commanding officer, and that's why he was sent to Mars. Be like Doomguy. First human patient to receive a Neuralink brain implant used it to stay up all night playing Civilization 6. An American fighter pilot giving a hand gesture with a tin of Zins in the corner. This dude really out here recording the football game on his 3DS. POV. You don't find them initially attractive, but you decide to push past your superficial type and end up totally in. See, this is a nice post, but it's worded horribly. Guy behind blinking white guy meme raises more than $28,000 for multiple sclerosis research. Humble man walks almost entire perimeter of Mexico, saving hundreds of sick and injured dogs. Workers had to replace an old pole, but they decided to leave toucans home. Dying dad writes book to show his toddler's son how much he loves him. Bro, please learn some basic music theory. No, my ears will guide me. The Wife and I, 2016 versus now. My son hot glued pieces of soda bottles to his dinosaur mask so he can wear it to protect his eyes during neighborhood Nerf gun wars. How it started versus how it's going. So I bought my first car today, all by myself after months of saving, and I am nothing but proud of myself. It's not the most fancy thing in the world, but something that gets me to point A to B, and that's all that matters. 6-year-old Brittany Spaniel dog learns to walk upright like a human after losing his leg in an accident. It was an honor to voice Hideo Kojima. Will you continue with this role in the future? No. I've given you a lot of hints that I'm attracted to you. Why didn't you ask me out already? No, I'm scared. During World War II, the Germans built a fake wooden airfield with wooden aircraft, vehicles, and hangars in order to trick the Allies. The RAF, having known of the secret project for months, patiently waited for them to finish and then dropped a single fake wooden bomb on it. Middle-aged man on Facebook posting quotes about how loyal but dangerous he is. Guy with TV on head leaves old TVs on front porches of homes. My goals are beyond your understanding. The genie looking at me after my first wish is to give all blind people eyesight for 30 seconds. Life hack, if there is a custom tip option, you can sometimes enter a negative number to make your meal cheaper. A guy named Francesco Lenatini had 3 legs, 4 feet, 16 toes, and 2 sets of functioning male genitals. He worked for circus and lived for 77 years. Enters Rome after being appointed dictator. Calls for every Roman of military age to appear on the field of Mars. Defeats the Equi at the Battle of Mount Augustus. Gives up title of dictator after 16 days. Leaves to go back to farming. I mean, most dictators were killed. Every time a kid asked Sergio Romo for an autograph in spring training, he asked them to sign his hat first. He wore this to the mound tonight. Grown men outside my apartment right now, racing each other on foot at 4 in the morning. You right now? Study finds 100% of men would immediately leave their desk job if asked to join an interstellar space militia with no promise of glory or riches. Hell yeah! Who keeps doing this? Please help us find this person. This has been happening for over a month now. Every day I open the mailbox and there's a hot dog. Sometimes it's in a bun, sometimes it's not. There's also been a few corn dogs. The police have been notified! To the girl who dumped me a few weeks ago because the hassle of dating a rancher wasn't worth the time and effort. I've had 15 calves in the last 48 hours and you could have pet every single one. Listen, I'm not a girl, but I'll still pet them if that's what you're looking for. Guys, I made an armband so we don't shoot each other during World War III. An 83-year-old retired Marine kept the promise he made to his friend while in a bunker in Vietnam and stood guard one last time. When I was 9, I loved Beyblades. I told my dad about them, and I told him I wanted to be the strongest Beyblader at my school. He asked to see my Beyblade. After inspecting it, he made the observation that weight was the deciding factor in which Beyblade won, and weight came from the metal core at the Beyblade center. So he curated a custom core for me, a very heavy one. I took my Beyblade to school the next day, and in my first game, I cracked my opponent's Beyblade in two. After that, nobody wanted to play against my weighted Beyblade. I was the king. My black son sold N-word passes to his white friends. His sister thinks he's made almost $1,000. What? Man who could not read or write till the age of 18 becomes Cambridge professor. Miami Heat waited until Eric's divorce was finalized to give him his record-breaking $120 million contract. No, officer, the sign said 60 miles per hour, but since I only drove for 30 minutes with 120 miles per hour, I still haven't driven more than 60 miles in an hour. I had an Uber driver tell me that he lost his wife and children in a drunken car wreck, so now he drives in hopes of helping drunk people get home without harming themselves or anyone else. He used his traumatic experience and decided to be a blessing to others. Brought a girl back to mine last night. Got into the house and of course my dog was going nuts welcoming her and being happy because it's a new person. The girl said she didn't like my dog and to put it upstairs. Rang a taxi and on she went. And that was the end of that. If they don't like animals, red flag, red flag, red flag. Woke up and the wife showed me a positive pregnancy test. Visible happiness. My girlfriend made me spaghetti and it's so good. Teach your kids to be a good friend because some children don't go home to love. Very true. Be kind. Kind is free and it's easy. Lol, my parents were at a charity auction last night and one of the items was Dinner for 10 with Steve Carell. Steve showed up undercover and outbid everyone with $31,000. Now some charity gets $31,000 and Steve Carell doesn't have to hang out with strangers. Win-win. An Indiana school superintendent has resigned after being accused of pretending a sick student was her son so he could get medical treatment. Akiyama was not a trained astronaut, scientist, nor engineer. He was described as the first anti-hero in space as a result. During training, he quit smoking cigarettes, having previously smoked 4 packs a day. Before liftoff, when asked what he looked forward to the most upon his return to Earth, he said, "I can't wait to have a smoke." So, how long until GoFundMe is our nation's leading healthcare provider? I think they're talking about America. Man is ordered to carry out 75 hours of unpaid work after he deliberately farted at police during a strip search and asked, "How do you like that?" I just got kicked out of a Flat Earth Facebook group because I asked if the 6-foot social distancing guideline had pushed anyone over the edge yet. Hi, I'm Ono, welcome to my Uber. I'm deaf, so if you need to tell me something, please text me, or when we've stopped, you can write it in the notepad to show me. You can use the aux cable to play your own music. If you have anything with a strong bass, I will enjoy it too. Thanks for bearing with me, and have a great day. Started my first shift today at McDonald's. Had to let go of my ego. Screw crypto and this whole crypto space. But now crypto's up again, so yeah. Circles and circles and circles. In case you were wondering, me and my husband can see you half naked smoking from that thing through your front window across the street. Do I look cool? They read it, but no reply. The woman who lives above me finally got sick of our building's coin-operated washer that never works, so she removed it, bought and installed her own one, and told the rest of us to use it for free. When we finally go to war with landlords, she's the one who I want in charge. April 3rd, 1973. The world's first mobile phone call was made on April 3rd, 1973, when Martin Cooper, a senior engineer at Motorola, called a rival telecommunications company and informed that he was speaking via a mobile phone. A friendly reminder that when you used to rent videos from us, we didn't care who you shared it with, as long as you returned it on time. You had a chance to buy Netflix and passed on it. Look, I'm an intern. I barely have permission to have a lunch break. I didn't pass on anything. Ray Caldwell, struck by lightning in 9th inning of Indians debut. Finished game after being revived. Pitched no-hitter at New York 17 days later. Won 20 games for the 1920s world champion Indians. 8-year-olds will discover one of these 4 things and make it their whole personality. Middle-aged man struggles to not kill everyone around him while playing video games. The internet doesn't care about anything. I'm a World War II veteran who will be turning 100 on March. I would like to receive 100 birthday cards. Of course people pulled through. He probably got more. That looks way more than 100. So a flexible guy. Girls, OMG, he must be a martial arts master. I want to date him, boys. He's sucking his own pee-pee. Yes. I had an argument with my wife, the kind of where you have no choice but to exercise the nuclear option. I told her she was acting like her mother. I just got an audition to voice act for the main character in a Nickelodeon show. Let's go. Totally didn't plan a week in advance and risk my life taking this photo for 7 internet points. Well, you didn't get 7, you got 8.7 thousand, but I don't think that's worth risking your life over. 8 years ago, my neighbor at the time had an obnoxiously loud roof turbine. The whole neighborhood could hear it. He went up one day because it had been suspiciously quiet. Someone killed the turbine. Hopefully soon when all this virus stuff is over, I would like to do a concert exclusively for healthcare workers. Man, you guys are up against some crazy challenges, and I wanted to say thank you. There's a dad with a cart full of beer, handing out beers to the parents of trick-or-treaters. Under Vegas in Boring Company Tunnel yesterday with my boys. The guy versus the DMs. Hello dear, are you interested in being my sugar baby? Do it Jared, do it. My teacher said she will look me up in the Cobb County Jail in 5 years. Wow. Jaylen Brown has made the all-star team. Damn. It's our hilarious intern's last day. He's autistic and a super straight shooter. My VP asked him in front of everyone on his way out, "You gonna miss this place and the people at all?" And he said, no, and walked out. Man busted for trying to smuggle 194 pounds of Mexican bologna into the US. I don't even know what bologna is. Bologna. Dutch Marine filing a Panzerfaust from a snowmobile. Boys still go over to each other's houses to play video games. 25 months cancer-free. Not bad for being given a year to live in 2018. Time for round 58 of immunotherapy. Cancer chose the wrong dude to irritate. John Chicky Donu, a merchant marine from New York City, snuck into the war zone in Vietnam in the 60s to deliver beer to his 3 enlisted buddies from back home. It is known as the greatest beer run ever, and has a documentary made about it. When I told my lefty girlfriend that I had worked security for a prominent alt-right figurehead, she said, "Who cares, politics are dumb." She then asked if he was at least a nice man. I'd never heard anything so innocent yet so base. I asked for her hand shortly after. She said yes. I'm out. Surgery was a success, so there's only one thing left to do. Let's go. Told my wife we make too much to get the stimulus this time, so now she gets to humble brag to her friends about how rich we are. And I get 2,800 to bet on basketball. Everyone wins. A guy from Tinder came over, and this is the first thing he did. He made the song which goes like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Police bought these yesterday at a gun buyback event. Once he demonstrated that they worked, they paid him $200 each. I said 1 child and a puppy. After 52 hours of driving, sleeping in the car, hundreds of military checkpoints, 2 police fines, and shelling. We've got the pregnant mother, her children, the puppy, and elderly neighbor out of Ukraine, safe and happy. Got a huge hug. Just shoplifted this. Literally dudes holding a W. If you come to my autographs at a convention, the prints I have to sell will always be optional. I will never charge for a selfie, and I will always offer a free autograph if you bring something with you, or if you literally just want to say hi. That's cool too. This is not meant as any sort of judgment on any of my peers who do charge for selfies/personal items, but for me. I remember going to cons as a kid and how broke I was, so I never want anyone to feel like they have to pay in order to say hi. My resume pales in comparison. Alan Moore, writer, wizard, more censor. Rasputin impersonator. I asked the produce guy if I could try a grape, and he said he wouldn't care if I lit the store on fire with him in it. Sorry babe, not tonight. A YouTuber just posted a 4-hour video essay about something I've never heard of. I blocked him last night, and I got this email. Shine sale. 9% off your next order. Our biggest sale yet. Unblock your last contact to redeem. Stop glamorizing the hustle, and start glamorizing whatever lifestyle this is. AI expanded the Descartes portrait. I don't know what I expected, but it definitely wasn't this. Reading Aristotle. No idea what he's talking about. Check footnote. Oh, no one knows what this paragraph means. Do you have a girlfriend? No. I've been told that I'm too sweet and caring and nice, but I don't know. I honestly just try to be me. Clueless white guy orders in perfect Chinese. Shocks patrons and staff. Okay, I'm an Asian guy. I went into a McDonald's and ordered in perfect English. No one cared. Sigma Rule 3664. Become wealthy by selling copper wire and stolen car stereos. Why do men feel the need to go through things alone? My first girlfriend got the ick when I cried after learning my childhood best friend had terminal cancer at 21. I doubt that was it, but okay. Question: men shares an anecdote about a woman to answer the question. Another woman immediately proceeds to downplay his experience. Absolutely hilarious lack of self-awareness. sit on it, and chill is the correct answer. In 4 hours, I just completed 81% of a project a manager said would take me until next fall. What should I do? Should I tell my boss and get good boy points, or just sit on it and chill for the next 6 months? Male friendship is so beautiful. I actually had a great night reading Camus and drinking tea and went to bed by 9:30. And yourself? My dad goes to the bar with his friends every Friday, and he makes a list of discussion topics. Agenda, tree care recommendations, Boxell the bugs are back, best cheeseburger ever had, winter car wash frequency. Jason Kells dropped off a jersey for his favorite employee at a local McDonald's when he went to pick up breakfast this morning. At my last job, we had a sign on the back door that said, "You must walk trash all the way to the dumpster. Do not train the raccoons." The story behind that is the facility I worked at does dog daycare and training, and Darcy the human, not to be confused with Darcy the poodle, didn't like having to walk all the way across the parking lot at the end of the night to take the trash out, and trained about 3 raccoons to drag the bags to the dumpster because he couldn't be bothered to walk 50 feet to it. He got away with it for about a year, and even named them. The manager only found out when she opened the back door to throw out some boxes and saw a bunch of raccoons immediately run up and cart them off. What the hell is going on in NYC? Watch me eat this entire jar of cheese balls. Would you like to smash tomorrow? Oh no, autocorrect. Didn't mean to say that. What did you mean to say? Would you like to smash today? What are desirable facial traits? Superior arrow chat. Genetic no! Inside the very normal life of office worker Connor, whose daily routine TikToks have gone viral. Husband, 29, married his high school sweetheart after they studied finance together at college and are now expecting their first baby. I just want to be sure I understand the outrage. Netflix offered to pay me $25 million to attend an event where comedians ripped my ex-wife for cheating on me with her jiu-jitsu instructor, and people are wondering why I allowed that. Give me any divorced dad on earth the same option, and get back to me on that. Jerry Trainer really should get more attention for what he did. He did a lot to protect his co-stars from Dan Schneider. He acted extra loud and silly to get Dan's attention away from them. He also stepped in to stop Dan from hugging Miranda, and wasn't afraid to speak up, asking to let the young actors leave early. Jerry even spent his days off on set just to make sure everyone was okay. Before being on iCarly, he was on Drake and Josh. He's a real hero who doesn't get enough credit. A 2015 Reddit post from a woman divorcing her husband because he buys too much Bitcoin. The price was $200 at the time. Oh, what a mistake. I can't read all this because I don't even think well, it is actually properly cropped. I'm just making an excuse. I just don't want to read all this. Well, they both dodged a bullet actually. DJ treating a UFC world title fight like it was just an interruption from his Dark Souls run is low-key ruthless and an energy I need in my life. In his own words, that was a really great note for me. I remember playing video games all night at the hotel, streaming on Twitch, and I was like, alright guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go next door and fight. I walked next door to the MGM or wherever the hell we fought at. Went over there and blew the bricks off, finished him with a body shot, with a liver shot. It was amazing. And then went back next door, jumped on my laptop and said, alright boys, we're back. What game are we playing tonight? I even remember I was playing Dark Souls 3. I caught my wife cheating by coming home early. I filmed it while they were sleeping in my bed. During that time, I put it on a burnt CD on my computer. I called my attorney and forwarded a copy. Took a chill pill at happy hour to gather myself and promised my attorney that I wouldn't do nothing to her. Played normal for 3 days. Attorney filed the divorce papers and I put a deposit on a apartment. Put stoppage on credit cards, utilities, cable, her cell phone. Sent a CD copy to her family because we have a 2-year-old son. Sent flowers to her job to serve her court papers. Imagine telling her co-workers. Because she was in shock, I won. She had to pay me child support for 16 years. That, fellas, a pimp move. The aftermath was having CPS constantly harassing me on fraudulent calls. They became familiar with her lying. They warned her if she keeps doing that, I will get full custody of my son. God is great. Girlfriend has a bad vaping addiction. Gets very frustrated with herself because she's tried several times to quit. Idea: figure out how to take apart the juice bottles she uses and put them together all without looking like they were tempered with. Use dilution formula to decrease the nicotine concentration from 50 to 49%. Hiding the extra bottles of juice I used, she went through a bottle a week on her own. Over the course of last year, I would lower her juice's nicotine percentage by 1 every bottle. She just hit 0% a month ago. Unsure how to tell her, I waited. She quits vaping 8 days ago, saying she felt less and less urge to hit it. Just told me this is the best and most confident she has ever felt in her quitting. She's amazed with herself. Hug her and tell her I'm extremely proud. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell her what I did. It boosted the hell out of her self-confidence, thinking she quit on her own. And I'm not taking that from her. Arguing with coworker, accidentally call a coworker a soy boy. He asks what it is, but I try to shrug it off. Boss overhears and makes me explain to everyone. Well, soy has a lot of estrogen in it, so when you drink a lot of soy milk, it makes you weak and effeminated, and soy boy. Well, I see you must have been drinking a lot of soy. Everyone laughs at me. Try to explain I'm not a soy boy, but no one listens. A feeling when my nickname at work is now soy boy. This hotel wants to fight. On guard. Really random fact about me, I used to do fencing for a bit, like a year or something. Private Kevin Elliott was killed fighting in Afghanistan. His friend Barry and him made a promise that if one of them died, they would wear a bright green dress to the other one's funeral. Barry stayed true to that promise. Damn. Rest in peace. The plan. Ask the boys what the move is. Get 0 replies. They have a chat without me. Have 2 beers. Start watching Netflix show. Get bored and try another. Another beer. Double text to the chat and don't get a response. 3 more beers. Darkness sets in. Stare at the void. At Monroe Reservoir, this guy took a little Tykes boat and got it registered. Stuck a trolling motor on it and stopped by the water police. They checked his papers. It was legit. This dude is a god. The genius name is Nick Riley. Reading Plato on the subway. Parmenides. Struggling to understand. Black guy next to me glances over. Are you an intellectual? Not really. That's why you read Plato. He smiles and leaves a few stations later. Come home and I try to think of comebacks in the shower. What the hell? Overnight flight from YYZ to Zurich. Woman in front of us, full panic attack before we started to taxi. Flight attendant sat with her for hours, held her hand, told her exactly what was happening. I didn't get her name, but she deserves a medal. It's not much of a story, Anon. I'll give you the quick green text version. Be me 6 years ago. Meet a girl on Facebook. We hit it off and date. A few months into it, she gets pregnant. We decide on adoption. Fast forward to delivery day. As my daughter is born, I decide I can't/won't give her away. Baby mama tells me she doesn't want her, and if I keep her, it's all on me. I say alright, I take the child and move back in with family. Raised the child for 4 years on my own, with no help from her mother. My family helps out here and there. Finally save up enough to get a place for us and pay rent, a year in advance. We move into a 1-bedroom. She gets the bedroom, I sleep on the pullout. She is 5 now, and her birthday is on the 17th. I've worked as much as I can, so she will have stuff for her birthday and Christmas. Picture related to last Christmas. This is such a nice thing to do. You're a good human being.